Going live in a couple minutes here. As in 1 minute. Going live in 30 seconds. Ten seconds. Hello and welcome everyone to Chess960 TV episode 7. Today we're going to dive into some Chess960, which is a pretty awesome chess variant. Today is Thursday, May 1st, 2014. Just want to throw that out there in case sometime in the future we're coming back and looking at this and saying, wow, he looks so young. I wonder when that was. Well, now you know. It was 2014, which is long, long ago if you're in the future. Which you're right now in the future, so watch out. All right, let's jump into the game. Chess960 is a very special variant. Most of you know about it if you guys play on the site. So let me create a game as I explain it. 2 minutes with the second added per move. Chess960. We're also going to take the rating range off, as I promised before the cast. So anyone, well, I guess you have to be rated at least 800 to join these games. But just about anyone can jump in and play me on stream. So this is your chance to be famous. So Chess960 is like chess, here you can see the little 960 on it, except for the starting position. The pieces do not start set up in the normal position. Here they are all scrambled. Our first game is against Mr. Looks like Kamal. Hi. It's not quite Kamal. It's probably Kamal. Good luck. So the idea at the beginning of the game is still the same, even though the pieces are all scrambled up. You're on camera. Give him the link. And I've lost the URL from my paste, as that often happens. So let's see if I can get that back. There we go. I'm always having a terrible time with my clipboard, and it's pretty embarrassing when you paste the wrong thing, especially when you broadcast it out to the world, although I'm sure that doesn't happen to everyone. And for you, good morning. Mr. Kamal knows that it is morning for me. That is very suspicious. It is morning. Perhaps he moused over my name and saw profile and saw that it says United States over here. Oh, Oregon. Wow, you guys know a lot about me. Maybe I'm not in Oregon. Maybe that's fake, so don't trust it. So maybe he said, well, Oregon, United States, it's morning, or at least United States is. Or maybe he's watching himself lose right now. Either one. I'm from Morocco. Well, that's pretty cool. I once knew a person from Morocco. And I know that it's in Northwest Africa, just about as far as Northwest as you can get. Very good. You know a lot. You from USA. He maybe got that from my name, or maybe he's tuned into the stream right now so he can watch himself play, which is a good idea because he can see what I'm thinking before I think it, or as I think it, which is before he sees it. But he's going to run out of time talking to me. So let's just tell him, watch your time. So I've started with you are indirect. Now that is something he might need to say in French so that I can open up Google Translate and find out what it means. Because direct doesn't make sense to me at all. Well, it looks like I got to take a gigantic center, as I like to do in regular chess. Chess960 is no different. The big center is still really nice. Bring out these knights here. I could push a fourth pawn out there, which is pretty tempting for me because I just love big centers. Oh yes, by Chesswiz. Now he, like most people, has spelled Chesswiz wrong. It's W-H-I-Z. Not W-I-Z and not W-I-Z-Z. So people think I'm a wizard, like this wizard, which does not have an H, but I'm not a wizard, although I do know a few magic tricks. I'm instead a whiz, which is someone who's really fast. Now let me help you out. Define, doing this off screen here so you don't see my amazing abilities. Okay, so whiz means to move quickly through the air. I'm not always going through the air. A whistling or whooshing sound. So it's chess and it whooshes past, which makes sense because my chess is very fast. It's kind of a whiz of a chess. So it fits. What you don't know about Chesswiz is that I've been Chesswiz for about 15 years. So if you see Chesswiz on the internet, it's probably me. And I've been Chesswiz longer than I've been whizzing. My first chess was not quite so quick as it is today. Well, I'm getting to bring out all my pieces, and he's running himself completely out of time, which I'm just going to let him run out of time to teach him not to talk this much. The big army in the world is for USA. You should see my arms. I have the biggest arms because I'm from the USA. I don't mean guns, I mean my actual arms, because here in the United States we have the right to bear arms, which means that you can catch a bear and take its arms and put them on yourself, and you have bear arms. Not true. I'm not gonna, oh, look at this good move. So this knight attacks his king and his queen at the same time. The entire royal family is in danger. Oh, I guess I'll just have to run him out of time. I overlooked a very obvious thing, a rook moving 2 spaces. I will run him out of time by moving instantly. I will pre-move every move. Well, I guess I won't pre-move this one. Pre-move that one. Yep, out of time. Time was the death of you. I won't tell him that. That would be so rude. After all, I've got a big army, so he knows when the death of him is coming. So the interesting thing about the rematch here is that we get the same piece setup. The 2 knights are still in the middle. Whereas if we closed the match and just went over to the play tab and created a new game, we would have a different piece setup. So I guess that's a good thing. It's a feature. But if you do want variation, you have to cancel and create a new game, even with the same person. So, well, if you're not going to move, we're not going to play. Hurry up. Everybody's waiting. We've got people all around waiting for chess, waiting for you to make a move. He's probably typing something. It's probably difficult for him because since he's from Morocco, his native language is French, and he's having to type in English, which is hard because French keyboards have all those I don't know what a French keyboard looks like. It's not QWERTY, it's AZERTY, I think, which makes no sense to me, but anyway, that must be why he's not moving. You guys don't know that my keyboard's not QWERTY either. It's Colmac, which since you can't spell, you can't look it up. Now, I don't mean you can't spell anything. You can't spell Colmac. Well, this guy's taking so long to move that we get to go back to my face. Hi guys, he's not moving, so I'm considering aborting the game and picking a new opponent. And the other option is to wait and then abort the game and then pick a new opponent. We're going to go with option 1. Abort. So we're off to a slow start, but let's go get a new opponent here. Create a game, Chess960, 2-1, worked well. He ran out of time. He used his entire 2 minutes telling me that he was from Morocco. Not a good use of time in a chess game. Although we will not easily forget that he's from Morocco. Here is a strong opponent. He's from 1919, which is the year before 1920 is what that is. Fascinating year it was. I actually wasn't around for 1919, so I'm not exactly sure what it was like, but I hear that the cards were slower. This was not good, because I blocked in my bishop. Super bad. And look, the other bishop's in the other corner. Chess960 has some weird quirks like this. So how will I get that bishop out? Nobody knows. I'm going to have to move this knight again. So this isn't a very good opening for me. It's looking like the French defense as far as the pawns are concerned. But everything else looks weird. But actually, it's going to kind of sort itself out pretty well. As long as I can castle on the king side before this opens up on the queen side. So let's bring this knight back so I can get my bishop out. And the funny thing about castling... I guess I won't be castling if he captures here. Interesting. He can still castle. About castling in this chess variant is if... Please trade queens because my king is moved and I can't castle. Okay, I'll trade with you. That's just as good. If you've moved your king or your rook, you can't castle, obviously. But if you haven't, you're allowed to castle, even if the pieces are in very, very weird squares. You simply drag your king onto your rook, and then it puts them where they would be if it were a normal game of chess. So king here, and then my king goes to g1, and my rook goes to f1, as if I just castled. Very handy, because you sometimes get some strange king positions. I'm going to lose this pawn, and he's going to come down and cause me trouble. Not going to allow it. I'm a little bit behind in the development here. My pieces are on the back rank. But because the center is so closed, I'm not too worried. I think that perhaps we'll kind of slowly extract our pieces from the mess, or at least I will, until I'm untangled and we're back to an even position. Looks like it's hard for him to defend these pawns at the back, so I'm considering charging my knight down here to attack them. The other option is to get this knight out into the game. But I like this move. Because if a line opens up on this side, my rook is already prepared to fight on that side. I don't have to get the knight out to fight on this side. But my knight would love to be on d3, maybe jump over to f4 instead. So he cannot trap my knight, because I could jump here. But he does have a pretty nice tactic with check and take this bishop. So in order to force him not to do that, I'm going to make him recapture this. And he's not going to obey me. Which means my knight escapes. Slowly. If his knight comes here, oh, he's going for that piece instead. Uh-oh. How can I save this bishop? If I move it, he moves here, this guy with discovered check. And he could catch the bishop. But if I move it back here, then it's protected. Let's see what discovered check he can do. Anywhere he moves with check, I just get out of check, and there's nothing for free. Look at that. Every single one of my pieces is on a black square, except for this guy, but it's protected by my rook. So I'm not so worried anymore. Oh, my knight's... this is a time issue. I should have knight here. And it's because I'm running out of time that I made that bad move. Oh, he's going to beat me. I've just thrown away that knight, and that's too much. I was losing already, but not by as much as I am now. Because he did get his rook down here and pick up this pawn. Which is too much. There goes my other piece. No, definitely. Oh, don't move up there. Definitely, it's going to be an uphill battle now. For sure. Yeah. Well, the battle's over. At least the hill is over. So let's rematch this guy and show him that the games don't always go the way that one did. Drag the stream out, or the chat down here on the stream. You guys can see Ornikar says hi. Hello. Welcome to Chess960. And no smiley face. Move that out of the way. If you guys want to be on stream and you chat me, I will broadcast your message. I'm going to keep a close eye on chat here, and if you say something witty, useful, clever, and terribly important, then you're going to get seen by everyone. Of course, they could just have the chat open as well, but not on stream. They don't get to put that on stream, so that's only I can do that. So this game, I'm not making the same mistake. I'm definitely getting this bishop freed out, which instead of blocking that pawn in with the knight. Should I trade? Yes. Should I trade again? I don't like trading again because his queen comes out. Usually you don't want your queen in the center because the queen in the center gets pushed around. But if once it can't be pushed around, kicked around, well, let's pull it out. Then it's powerful. I'm going to kick it around. I'm gonna bring this knight up. If you can bring your knight or your pieces in at the same time as attacking his queen, oh, you can capture down here. He'll probably go for that. If you can bring your pieces in at the same time, then he did not go for it, probably because he didn't see it. Then you're gaining time. Your opponent's spending moves moving his queen around, your spending moves bringing your army out, so you're getting the advantage. If you don't have any way to kick that queen around, it actually might be a good thing for his queen to be in the center like this, because it's a powerful place for a queen. But it's pretty rare that it doesn't get kicked around because there's just so many pieces on the board at the beginning of the game, and everything is less valuable than the queen, so everything wants to trade for that queen. So it's a tough life if you're a queen and you're out in the middle. I suppose I will trade these bishops. Now I might use my amazing castling skills. Capture that knight? I think so. I've got a lot of nice power here on the E file. He takes with the pawn. He was considering capturing with the queen. I want to get my king safe. And it has to be this side. I can't castle on the other side because I've already moved the rook over there. So I will castle on this side of the board. You can see that funny castling in action there. It's very useful to get the king out of the middle quickly. Okay, the development is done. My opening's done. This calls for a celebratory drink of water. His opening is not yet done because his king is blocking his two rooks. He might castle as I did, or he might try something a little trickier. Attack that knight with a pawn? That would kind of be opening my king up a little. Or bring my queen out of the way so I can get both rooks more active. I'll go with option 2. Got 23 seconds left. Should be plenty of time with the 1 second added per move. By bringing this pawn down, he makes it hard for me to kick his knight out of the way. The only way to do that would be for me to advance this guy first, and then the g-pawn, and then it at least allows a trade. I kick the knight out, but then with this trade, it opens up a line against my king, which I'm not too excited to do. I'll let him trade with me, not the other way around. And now I'm eager to double up my rooks on this e-file where I can barrel down on this pawn. So I'll go do that right now. Oh, how can I best protect that guy? I really don't like this move, but I don't like losing any pawns. So I'm going to push the pawn to gain some activity here. If I did not have this pushing the c-pawn in mind, then this rook move would have been very, very bad. Do not put your rooks behind your own pawns unless you have a great plan for that pawn to be moving down the board. By itself, if all you're doing is putting it behind, then you're being terribly defensive. And that's not what rooks like to do. They're valuable pieces, and they like to be useful. So don't just put them behind pawns. Get them out on the open lines. It's going to be knight back again, so I can come out with check, threaten these pawns a little. Down here on his queen side. A few trades, perhaps. Useful place for the knight. Now this guy can't quite be defended. Time's getting very low. And I'll pick this one up. Now I've got a winning position. I just have to play carefully and quickly. Oh, he's got a lot of trouble here. And he's out of time. Very good. He's got 5 pawns to my 6. So I am ahead. And once I capture here, his rook is in danger. He can't recapture. It's pinned right now. If he takes me, it doesn't really resolve the pressure because I've got 3 attackers on this pawn. So I got an excellent position there. It's no wonder he ran out of time. He would rather die to the clock than die to the checkmate. Good game. You're on camera. I should probably warn him. Oh, this is a new chess position, so I've never played 3 games of Chess960 in a row. But it turns out, against the same person, but it turns out that if you do, should I take this? His bishop can recapture. Sure, my knight can come out and protect it. It turns out if you do, you get a new position. Oh, it's a gambit. I pick up a free pawn. Well, you could call it free, but it's opening up some lines for him. Let's bring out some pieces quick as possible. On the 3rd game, you get a new setup of pieces on the back. That's what I'm trying to get at. Here, and then this pawn forward. A little life-giving water. So this is not a setup we've played before today. Bishops are not in the corner. Wait, maybe it is. The 2 knights? No, the knights were there. Yeah, it's new. I like that. You play once as white and once as black, and then if you rematch again, you get a new position to play as white and then as black. That's an awesome setup. I should play more Chess960 on here. How can I get my other knight out and my queen out? How about this way with knight here? It's going to be harder to do the queen, though. Sometimes it's a real magic trick to get all your pieces out in some of these Chess960 positions. Well, someone has talked to us on chat. They say, oh good, I'm Mr. Kamal from Morocco. So that's why he was so slow and distracted. He was trying to talk on the stream, talk on the chat, and play chess at the same time. There's only one person who knows how to do that, and that is yours truly. Barreling down on the queen side, I guess I will skedaddle out of here. He's really thinking about b4. Because he wants to open this up. But I think it's not a good idea for him to open it while his king is in the center. He needs to castle as well. Look at that. Now he's opening this side of the board. But I've got kind of a head start opening this other side. So how about a trade here? I want to get my queen and rook out here. So rook d1 or rook bd1 and then queen over. Look at that, facing his king. He's not going to like that. Not a bit. Moves his king out of the way. Let's go this route. I'm going to pull this bishop back when he captures with the knight. Ah, if he captures with the knight is what I should say. What's the best spot for this knight? What if I throw it in the middle? Now this pawn is a little bit hard to defend. Only his knight protects it. Bring my queen around. Been playing a little slow as I share with you every intimate detail of my thoughts. More messages from Mr. Kamal. You guys can see them on chat. I will display them in a moment. I guess this. I'm not really happy with it. But now I've got a pawn I can work with here, and as he opens up my king. So in order to relieve the pressure on my king, I'm going to request a queen trade. Ah, he's accepted my request. Probably rook d2 would have been better to make room for castling. Not too pleased, but I've got to be playing very quickly. So it's a compromise. At least I didn't lose a piece. Double up my rooks. So now we're back to even pieces. Each of us has 4 pawns. And not much time. Rook endgames are often drawn. However, with 2 rooks, it can get a little tricky. Now he's picked up a pawn, so I'll be fighting to draw. But I, fortunately, am now able to move quickly without too many mistakes. See if he lets this pawn pass. He does not, but I do have a passed pawn here. So that'll be my counterplay as his pawns come down the board. It won't be long before he makes trouble with them. It's not safe to take that. I think I'm going to have to take a draw here. I can't capture that or he'll rook check me. Now I can take it. Rook there, and he was going to force my king off of my rook in order to win my rook. But with his king up on this side, I could hide behind on e2, and I'd be safe. So now we've got pretty symmetrical position because each of us has a pawn we're driving home. 4 seconds left. Oh! He gets his queen. But I'm going to get mine. And it'll be a draw. As long as I don't run out of time staring at the board for 3 seconds when I should not be. And that's a draw. Whoop! Better not pre-move that. There we go. Ha! It's a draw. So it was a pretty drawish before. He gave up this center pawn, which allowed me to draw easily. I think I could draw even without it, just because when you're down a pawn, but there's just a pair of rooks, it is a very drawish endgame. The saying is all rook endings are drawn, which is not quite true, but many, many rook endgames are drawn. I'll start this with the side fianchetto facing his queen. Should be interesting. These scrambled pieces sure change up the center. I think it's a nice way to play chess. You guys should play more Chess960. It's nice. Here's Mr. Kamal. He says, "We are a good play. I not speak more you English, language, but you are very intelligent, my friends. I watch your play now via," and this is a link. Here's my superpowers. I can, oh, yeah, you can see that. I can turn on and off links, allow links there. So he's trying to send a link probably to LI Chess, but it might be to some terrible site, so I'm definitely glad that's censored. And then he says, "Good." We don't know who that is. I agree. Very good. Okay, I can't hold down O in order to get... Oh, I'm running out of time. Nice trick. Let's get back here. I can't hold down O to get a whole bunch of O's. So I have to do it this way, which is hard on my finger. So I've used one of my 2 minutes doing nothing. See what I do with the second minute. My goal is to get castled as quickly as possible. So that's going to be this pawn up, 1 square, bishop out, 1 square, knight out of the way, and then king to the rook to castle kingside. He's doing the same kind of thing with f3, f6. I don't really want to trade and give up my center. Not a lot of safe squares for my knights. In fact, there's very few. This is bad. Oh, I can hide back here. I'll do that. I'll come back later. This is a bad place for the knight, but at least it's alive. 1 alive knight in a bad place is better than 3 dead knights. And he's coming to attack me, which means maybe I should not castle just yet over there, considering the pawn's coming down on me. So instead I'll bring out my other knight. What should I recapture with? What should I use? I'll use the bishop. It allows my knight another square if it gets attacked further. After bishop e3, I can run again. Live to run another day. Because fighting is not what that knighting is doing. And look at this attack he's bringing down. So I'm actually going to castle queenside. I'm going to bring my queen out here, castle over here. That'll really throw him off. I need to open up the center, but not till I get castled. Once I'm castled, then I can bring my rooks to the middle, and when the center blows open, his king's going to be in huge danger. I mean, he hasn't moved 3 of his 4 minor pieces, his knights and bishops. That's very negligent of him. He needs to do that. But he's getting away with it because I can't get castled. Which way should I castle? I'll castle this way. Now he's finally bringing his pieces out. I would love it if he took that pawn. Have to get off of the open line across from his queen. There wasn't a lot of safety over here, but I didn't like the safety over here. It'd be nice if I could just castle onto a different chessboard, because it's so dangerous on this board with all the lines opening up. But that would be a variant a bit beyond Chess960. Bring my rooks both to these two lines. His king is in grave danger. Grave alluding to where the king is heading. To the grave. Nice pin here. Attack pin pieces. You guys should know that by now. If it's pinned, it can't move, so you can just pile up attackers on it. Look at that. Queen where the bishop can take it, but not really because it's pinned. Can't quite win it, but he's certainly in a defensive position. So bishop here, or bishop in the corner. Some good options. I like this one. He's going to check me. He's moved out of the pin, so let's do something else to him. That wasn't a very good trade. Running low on time, so I'm moving quickly. And the easy thing to do when you need to move quick is to capture something. Can't go wrong with a capture, right? Ooh, now I'm under attack. But he's running out of time. And I am too. Oh, out of time. Now look at that. If he had played rook d7 check, the only place my king could go is straight down. I don't want to block with a rook or he'd take it. I don't want to block with a queen or he would take it. After I go straight down, he could check me with queen d5, but I think I could be safe still by moving over. I don't see a checkmate for him, but that is very, very scary. So a sharp attacking game there. I'm lucky that I didn't get attacked worse with my king over there on the queen side. It was very, very close. Both sides almost got checkmated. Can you play with me the normal chess, not Chess960, please? Too bad, today is Chess960 day. If you want to play me normal chess, why don't you log in on Saturday, which is 2 days from now. In 2 days, we're going to be playing in the weekly bullet tournament. So you want to play some 1-minute chess, log on there and join the tournament. You'll be sure to match against me, but you will not be sure to win. So if you want to win, you might have to be patient. Well, this is pretty cool. A new starting position. We've got 2 knights way over here on the queen side. I'm interested in castling, as most people would be. I'm really glad his bishop didn't capture here, winning my rook. Sometimes you get really, really strange tactics like that in this Chess960 variant. And castle. Okay, so we've turned into a pretty normal looking game. This is a little bit like the Queen's Gambit with d4, d5, and c4. Some differences are both bishops are over here. Usually one of your bishops does not get to come way out here on the side like this, at least not so easily. And both knights are over here, but other than that, it's a pretty standard position. Should I slide up there? I want to get this rook out, so I need to move this. But it's actually a nice place for the bishop once the rook is out of the way. But rook first, and then I'll just move it back again. How about that? Yeah, I should play queen d2, probably instead, just to get the last of my pieces out as quickly as possible. But how about queen d3? Now with e4, the center really opens up. Now why he didn't castle, I don't know, because I think castling would be a better use of his king move. Let's open that center. I've got more space. My development's a little bit faster. I've got my pieces out quicker. And so I'm ready to open up the position, make things sharp while he's not quite prepared. What are we going to get here? Can I push again? Not without throwing away the pawn, which I don't really want to do. I could capture and open up some lines. What if I do nothing? Make him make the decision. We've got more English. from our guest. It says, okay, not problem, thanks for you. And we are a teacher for chess good. I'll let you translate that one. What you might want to do, Ustreamer489030, is type what you want to say in your native language, which is French, I believe. And then go over to translate.google.com, let the machine translate it for you, because it might come out a little bit more clear than the English directly. I actually do that for foreign languages sometimes. Sometimes I let the computer translate, and then I just bravely send it, hoping it's not some weird insult. Trade pawns now? He spent his time doing nothing for 2 moves. Well, I need to do something in 16 seconds or less, so I guess I'll trade. Let's trade rooks next, if you open that up. Didn't expect him to. What about that? It doesn't make any sense to move there. No point at all. But when you have to move quickly, you move something. And back! Now I'm doing the same weird stuff he's doing. Capture my pawn. I need something to happen here. I think I will prepare to double up my rooks. That went badly. Nice skewer tactic for him there. Now my strategy is to run him out of time. Because that's the only way to win this position. I've just lost a rook for a bishop. And without getting something back, that's a hopeless disadvantage. Well, things are getting complicated. There could definitely be some opportunity opening up with these knights. Look at that. 2 knights coming in here. And he forces me to fork him. Which rook will I get? That one. I have to escape this way. Oh, he got both my knights. That's no fun. No time, making quite poor moves. Out of time. Was this a good move? After he trades, he could capture this bishop. Now I'm toast. Even if I check and pick up this knight, he's got a back rank checkmate on me, and I don't have enough pieces. I don't have enough time to balance the position. So in the quick time control there, even though I got that fork, I fell apart. It could have been that I had rebalanced with that fork and taken one of those 2 rooks back, but I had to escape with my knight, which I did not do. And that is... it was the beginning of my downfall. The rest of that was running really, really low on time. And when that happens, my chess suffers badly. I'm sure yours does too. So I won't worry about that too much. It happens to everyone. We're kind of copying each other so far. Yeah. Guess I'll just defend that. This starting setup is a lot like regular chess. With 2 knights on one side, 2 bishops on the other is really the only strange thing. The queen and rook start out in the normal positions, and once you castle, the king and rook on the other side also. Capture here. Don't capture here. Take, 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 take. I'm actually going to castle. He'll probably play f5 and start a crazy strong attack on my king. f5 is pushing the pawn. For all you guys who aren't sharp with the notation, f is down here. It's so tiny you might not be able to see it on the stream. And the 5 is over here. I highly recommend doing some practice with the notation. You can review your own games, which are written in the notation, if you click view the game afterwards. There's a button down here after every game. I recommend looking at your own games and just looking at the notation, because knowing notation is nice. It allows you to talk about chess. It's like learning the language of chess. What happens when this pawn comes down here? Nothing too scary. Let's get this bishop out. I'll just run to the side of the board. And we've got some lines opening up. Right across from my king. That is something to be concerned about. At least there are no queens on the board. That makes me a lot safer. I would love to be white in this position. White has so much space on the king side here. So many chances to attack me, possibilities. But black is my second choice. If I can't be white, I will definitely choose black. Not that that's much of a surprise. Now he's over to this open line. By blocking this pawn here on the same color as this bishop, it really neutralizes a lot of his potential attacks. I do not want to capture. Then this pawn would be free to push and really cause me trouble. I guess I'll get ready to double up my rooks on this one open line. Swing my knight around. It's not doing too much where it is. How about c4? That's a strong place for it. It'll only take me a few moves. A rook trade, I do not mind. His pawns are kind of mixed up over here anyway. So trading down will get down to a more neutralized position where the pawn structure is more important. I could throw my knight in right now, but then it would be pinned to this bishop. So maybe I should trade first. I don't like trading off this bishop of his, which is his bad bishop. But to be honest, he's got a couple of bad bishops with this clump of pawns here. Technically, that's not true. You really can only have one bad bishop as far as the term bad bishop is concerned. I'm pushing this way to get my bishop to be a little bit less bad, so I can bring it out over here. Do I have a tactic with check? And then I can't take the knight. I can't take... I guess I don't have a tactic. So we'll be trading down. I'll trade this way first. Pretty happy with this endgame. Bishop for knight, which is okay. It's not the best because the position's kind of closed, but I'm not unhappy with it. His pawns are doubled up over here, so there's potential to create weaknesses for him over there. Especially this pawn here. It's going to be hard for him to defend that. Because it's on the dark square. That's the key over there. Oh no! I have to push. Nope, that's not going to work either. His knight's going to jump in. Didn't like that a bit. Let's go after this pawn. Yeah, that knight is running circles around me. Sadly, I do not pick up that pawn, and now he's ahead of pawn. So this is a one ending for him. If he plays correctly, he will win. But that's kind of a tall order when you're looking at 22 seconds against 4 seconds. It's hard to play perfectly. The reason I froze there is because he's going to knight here and then promote his pawn. I will have to trade my bishop for that pawn. I'm going to lose. So much for playing perfectly. He just drilled me into the ground there. So another loss for the team. Kind of sad. We've got a new setup here. This is my last game against this opponent. Last game, because I'm tired of losing to him. Watch yourself win. You can't click that link because it runs off the screen. Maybe we could add some word wrap to that so that it wraps down to the next line. But I don't know, I kind of like it running off the screen. It's kind of artistic. Okay, I got some center. I like this setup here. It's close to a typical game of chess once I get castled and get that rook out of the corner. He's going to pretend to castle. Castling by hand is what that's called, where instead of actually castling, you just move your king until you look castled. And that's what he's done there. I'll castle as well. This guy's been pretty aggressive, so I'm thinking he might start an attack over here, even though his king is on that side of the board, just because he loves to attack. Will we trade pawns? You tell me. My next moves are get the queen off the back rank, and get this bishop off the back rank so it has a little bit more mobility. Yep, he's starting an attack. I don't mind. Bring it on. Trade pawns now? Nope. So he's picked up some extra space there. Freed up the bishop as planned. And now what happens? I guess I'll attack this pawn chain at the head of the chain. Look at this powerful chain. Pawn defending, pawn defending, pawn defending, pawn. No longer. Capture with the rook. Capture with the pawn. I'm going to go pawn so that I can prepare for e4, which will really open up the position. Tick, 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 tick. What happens if I play e4 right now? My queen is across from that rook, which could be scary. I'll do it. I think he'll capture me in one fashion or another. My center looks beautiful for this moment, but it's going to be changing quickly. Capture with the trade rooks first. Capture with the take this line first. I will reserve my capture. Now I'll capture with the bishop. It was the bishop with the lead pipe in the conservatory. My bishop is facing his. For whom is this good? I think me. His bishop is kind of blocked in, and that's an understatement. Let's go for a pin over here. His queen is a little bit on shaky ground there in the middle of the board. Let's see where he wants to move it next. Can I bring my knights in? That's just going to be trades. What about an aggressive move like this? That's pretty nice. He'll play knight e4 perhaps. No, he doesn't have enough defenders. I really like this attack. I think he's going to challenge me just to neutralize some of the pressure. No, you can't do that. This knight will fall. Okay, I guess I'll trade with you there. Too much pressure on d4 to do anything else. There's still a lot of pressure on d4. I'll push. I'm pinned to my queen, but when I move, it's with check. So I can move, and he needs to do something about this. He recaptures, and I pick up his rook. So probably, maybe move his king, then it won't be check. That's a good idea. Then I'll move my queen out of the way. Oh, recapture, that's not bad either. Running low on time yet again, so I have to play carefully. And quickly. That's what I mean by carefully, I mean quickly. With this bishop pinned to his king, I'd love to slide back. No longer is it pinned. I'd love to slide back and attack it, but that's no longer possible. Pin that rook, put some pressure on this bishop. I'm liking these tactics, but the time is getting really, really low. Really, really low. And I let these bishops trade. I did not capitalize on my advantages there. Out of time. No, no. This is poor. And I'm out of time. I was going to lose that ending also. I just threw that away with all those trades. Good games. GGS, which stands for good games. I feel bad. I hate losing. Maybe you guys have been able to tell that from watching me stream. I like winning much more than losing. But that's normal. What I should say is I hate losing even more than most people. So let's give someone else a chance to play. 2 minutes and 1 second at it. If he jumps back in the game, we're going to kick him one time before we play him again, just so someone else gets a chance. We don't want to let this guy monopolize the stream. And he's back. Sorry. New opponent. Does he speak a little English? He speaks a little Espanol, which is, and that's his location, I believe. Or maybe it's the flavor of Espanol. Castaño. I will reveal my ignorance by trying to look that up. Abort. Oh, it's a language. It's a kind of Espanol. So, a new opponent, Win C. Hello. Good luck. You're on camera, and I'm going to use the 3 dots like people who annoy me do. 3 dots is called ellipses, and some people really overuse it. Like they send it after every message. And it's supposed to mean, well, you'll have to look that up. I'm not going to give wrong grammar advice on stream. It means like to be continued, or the list is not finished. But what people use it for is I'm still typing, and I'm always still typing. So I'm just going to use it always. And that's a little bit of a misuse. Trade queens. I'll be castling by hand this game. How can I defend this pawn? My pieces are not set up properly for this. How annoying. I can't even protect all my pawns. I'll give up that one. And now like this attack down here. He could check me if I'm not careful and pick up my rook. I need to get my pieces mobilized. I don't really want to pull his bishop out. Shouldn't have. I think bishop e2 would have been better. Well, I'm off to a bad start already. I'm unable to castle. My king is exposed on an open line. He's able to castle. In order to survive that open line, I have to move my king further toward the center. A deadly attack is coming. That seems wise. Bring out the rest of my pieces a little bit. We'll bring this knight out and then a rook to this line. Maybe I can run over to the queen side. I don't think that's quite the right idea. I need to get this rook out of the way and then hide back here. Hide, hide, hide! Before he comes and captures my king. So rook here maybe? Or here. I'll go there just to leave this space open for my king so I can slide into the corner. And maybe I will escape with only moderate damage. Oh, that's why he pulled his bishop back. It was a fork. Well, I'll let him choose which one to take. Because I'm busy with my king. That one is your choice. That was a choice, all right. Definitely he chose that. No doubt. It's quite impressive. He's able to make decisions. Maybe I'll fork him in the same manner. Knight e6, and one of those rooks is going to fall. If one knight e6 is not going to work, what if I use both my knights on e6? That would be powerful. So I bring this knight in, attacking this rook, which is trapped by a net of knights. So that'll be fun. He's going to let me do it. Haha, net of knights to you. I'm still going to be down 2 pawns. So still terribly losing, especially with this pawn being passed and able to promote pretty easily. But at least I'm not down any more than that. My losing position is somewhat improved. Somewhat less losing. Check. Rook e2 is a powerful move for him. When you have your rook on the open line, you want to put it on the 7th rank, which in this case is e2 because it's your own 7th rank. The reason for that is twofold. First of all the pawns start out on this line here, the 7th rank, all the opponent's pawns, so it's easy to pick up a nice target there. pick up a few free pawns, or at least put pressure on the pawns. Secondly, the other guy's king starts on the back, obviously, and so by being on the second rank, you trap in his king, which can be useful in many situations. How does he like his rook? Have I ensnared 2 rooks in one game? That's kind of impressive. I ought to get a prize for that. You know what would be great on this site? Achievements that pop out, you know, like you snared 2 rooks in one game. You get the snare 2 rooks in one game achievement, and then everyone can see it on your profile and say, wow, you must play a lot of chess, because that is hard to do. Of course, they could look at your games played, but I've always thought chess achievements would be cool. You know, you promoted 4 pawns in one game. You get the 4 pawns in one game achievement. We'll call it the harem. 9 seconds. I might be able to win this guy on time. Win this game. It's kind of a peeve of mine. People call the games guys like, I win you, because that's not quite correct. But I do win now. I've picked up enough free material to more than make up for my disadvantage. So I will happily, deliciously eat his pawns. So now I'm putting my rook on the 7th. That's not by chance. That is quite intentionally, because the 7th rank is so good for rooks. You should try that. Get your rooks on the open lines, put them on the 7th rank. It does wonders. Look at all these delicious pawns I'm able to consume. Here's a passed pawn. Guess I'll promote it. Whew, stopped that just in time. Let's just sit on that square so it won't move anywhere. There's so little time left on the clock. I can never be sure when he's going to push that, and if I'm not looking, the queen escapes. Oh, queen for me. I could definitely use this queen for a checkmate down here. Useful queen! Very thankful for that queen. GG. You had me. Knight e6. One of my knights to e6 was one way to pick up pieces. Then I trapped his other rook with bishop f4. And then lastly, he had a bit of a problem defending his knight down here when his only defender I put under pressure here on this diagonal with his king. So he lost material 3 times in a row, and that's how I was able to catch back up. Cool chat here. Ornikar, who is he's Mr. Li Chess, the creator of Li Chess. You guys should thank him for that. Says, I'm not afraid to code achievements. It could be fun. I agree. I was actually half joking about achievements because they can get kind of overwhelming. Because you're there to play chess, not to earn little tokens. So it might be pretty distracting. But I've always thought that achievements have been fun. By the way, you'll find the progress today list has been improved. Okay, that was one of my rants actually last episode. So let's say goodbye and jump over and take a look at that. So under play, you can see down here, progress today. It's been improved. How do we know? Because we were told so. So this guy's up 119. Let's take a peek at him. He's #1 most progress today, 119 points up. We can see he has been a member for almost a month, so that's an improvement. Yesterday's or last session's complaint was that the guy was 1 day old, and yet he got to be on the front page of Live Chess, which is a little excessive. So here's his improvement. He's currently 1770, and he came from here. So I guess the rating has to be somewhat stable, because you can see a longer improvement from down here, an even larger one, but that's not the one that counts. So maybe it has to be within a certain amount of time, like 1 day. Actually, you can see that here under players. You can see progress today. There he is at the top. So that must be what's on the front page is progress today. Then we've got the week-long progress. The guy's got the same amount of progress. So I don't know if that's like a 24-hour improvement or what, because this guy, on his chart, you can see just a couple of days ago, on the 29th, that's yesterday, he was rating this low. So interesting algorithm, probably looking at some rating averages. And we're finding out how that works right now. Lamerson says, you have to have played at least 50 games. That's good. That's a good way to measure your initial strength before measuring the jump. Got some strong guys online. Well, it's about time to wrap up the episode. Let's play one super speedy game before we take off. 0 minutes and 1 second per move. Let's go. Actually, let's just play I Laugh at You. Oh, I didn't click on the game, and now he's gone. I'm so clumsy. Not really, that was a trap. And there he's back. Go. Okay, hi. I'm going to laugh at him. Ha! And send him the link so that he gets all flummoxed by that. Next episode is in 2 days. It's on Saturday, and we are going to cast the weekly bullet tournament. The cool thing about Saturdays is there's always something exciting happening on Saturday. Why he moved his king, I don't know. It's either a weekly or a monthly every time. So we're going to go play the Saturday tournament on Saturday. So that's 2 days, same time of the day as these other casts have been. Let's double those pawns, except he's not going to double them. Oh, I've traded away both my bishops. That was not wise. I should have kept some of my bishops around for safekeeping. Now I'm giving up a pawn. But he's out of time. GG. Let's give him one more chance to vindicate himself. Since he got a great position, then just ran out of time there. I laugh at you is a bad name because it goads me into laughing at him. Too bad. Let's close that. I laugh at you, haha. Well, he's not going to rematch, so that's that. Thank you for watching episode 7, guys. Like I said, tune in Saturday at 3 p.m. GMT, which is, if you're in the United States, it's 8 in the morning on the West Coast. And, oh, he will play again. Let's give him one more. And 11 on the East Coast. But I know a lot of you guys aren't in the United States, so that's not so useful. I don't know the time zone in all those cool European countries and Asian countries that you actually live in. So I can't help you with that. But the fact that you're listening means you already know what time this thing comes on, because it's always the same time. Really? How dare you check me? Whoops, wrong pawn. Well, I'll move this one soon enough. I don't want to trade. I'll give you a free pawn instead. Now I'll trade. Not completely rational here. Goodbye, rook. And then goodbye, viewers. Get out of here, knight. Go back where you were. Oh, somewhere new. I'll pick up this pawn. And then it will be a tie game again. Now I've got a mission in life to promote this pawn. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3. It's a pretty simple mission. I can see he's not well prepared for it. Yep, I'm going to promote it. Check. And I promoted it in 5 easy steps. Good game. Sorry, that's all. We're out of time. GGS. See you next time. I'll see you guys Saturday for the bullet tournament. Thanks for tuning in. How do I stop this stream? Where's the button again? Let's fade out to my logo. Ah, that's pretty cool. Okay, now I can find the button.